Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I found a new little craft for us that was again very cheap from the store Flying Tiger. Again, it is something that I've never done before, so I'm a little bit nervous about it but also excited. We will do macrame, and for that I found this little kit. It looks very cute. I guess we can make 2 feathers with what is included. I hope so. I don't know if there's a manual. I just saw it and I thought, yeah. So we get a wooden stick with it. We get 2 colors of yarn, I guess. And that's basically it. Macrame kit, make your own wall decoration, instructions included. The wall behind me is way too empty. We need this now. The kit was 20 chrome. So that's quite cheap. It's not that there is much included, but it's totally fine for what it is, I hope. We will see. They could have given us a smaller package. Okay, so we have these yarns, and it seems like it's a good amount. I have no idea how much we will use. I'm pretty sure this is one of the things where you need way more than you would think. The stick. Okay, and we have a manual. That's all I'm asking for. It's not only pictures. Oh yeah, it also gives us some instructions here in very many different languages. So far this looks good. What I also need is of course a pair of scissors. I will use these wonderful scissors that we got out of the embroidery set, I think. I love the scissors, they are so cute. Anyway, let's start. Will we make both colors? I mean, on the picture they have both colors and I feel that looks weird. Do they say for how many this is enough?
Of course not.
Let's start with this one, then we will see if we still have enough for a second one, otherwise we will also try the white one. For each feather we need 65 centimeters of this yarn. I won't cut a second one yet. We put it over it and down and then simply pull that through. My sister is very good with making dream catchers and she made me a little bundle for me to make a dream catcher. And it was a cool bundle. She gave me everything I needed and I failed. I failed so bad and I was so angry at some point. I put it under the table and I don't know where it is now because I moved 2 or 3 times meanwhile and it probably got lost somewhere on the way. I'm very sorry. But it was pain. Okay, now we need 16 centimeters. We make a loop. We put that behind the T. Okay, we get this through this. And then, then through that. And then we just pull. Okay, now we just go ahead with that, I guess. I would be so lost if I would make these big things, I guess. But it would be fun to try it. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat steps 2 to 4 in the opposite direction to make the second knot. Repeat steps 2 to 5 to continue making knots in opposite directions until you reach the length you want. Use a comb to brush the rope so it separates into smaller strands. Use scissors to trim and shape the decoration into the shape you want. Repeat steps 2 to 8 to make the second wall decoration. That's so straightforward. I love this. I love this. 17 more, so this means I could simply do 32 centimeters. I always wanted to try that. This is a great opportunity. And I think what is left now wouldn't be enough for another one, sadly. Because I think that's a nice colorful feather. So it's a little bit weird to have 2 different ones, but we will do as they tell us to do. Totally. Oh wait, we have to halve them now. Okay, so this one starts from this side on the back and goes through this and then that. Very cute. Yeah, that one was shorter. We'll have to cut off a bunch, I guess. Well, we will cut off some of it, so it will be fine. At some point, I will mess it up, I guess. But so far, it's nice. I will enjoy as long as it goes without mistakes. Because I think so far, that was the mistake. which is nice. I will go ahead and finish this task, and then we will see each other at the next step. So let's quickly check if they are tight enough knotted. It feels good. I know that there are probably people with special combs for that. I'm not one of them. I mean, I never did that, so yeah, we will use a normal comb. Let's see if that is easy or... Oh, it is kind of easy. I was always curious about this. Nice. That's so pleasing. It's so soft. For cutting it, I will use bigger scissors, probably faster. And I don't think that these scissors are made for cutting so much. I'm already cutting way too much with it, probably. I hope this... I mean, this shouldn't damage my fabric scissors. It's maybe better to cut it before combing. You don't need 100% even results. If you ever did macrame and something feathery, can you maybe tell me? I'm just following the manual here, so I have no idea. Okay, I guess that we are done with the first. I kind of want to try it with that scissors though. I feel like that's better. They say we should do 2. Maybe we could make a second small one out of this. You know, like half the size. Let's see if we have enough. Because half the size would mean, for starters, we need, let's say, 35 centimeters. 4 times 32. But we have all of that left. Let's do that. And I will just time-lapse through this process for you. Let's comb it out. That's a perfect size of a feather because I can just comb through all of the strands at nearly once. Cut it. The scissors are better. I think that looks cute. Just combing this every day would probably solve some of my mental health issues. Our very last step is putting on the handle thing. I probably have to use white for that because that won't be enough. That won't do the trick. They don't tell us how to, but I guess this should be easy, right? One side done, let's do the other side. How high do we want to have this? Like this, maybe? That's stable. That would probably hold more than it needs to. Here we go. This is it. I think maybe it would have looked even a little bit better if I would have used a longer yarn for the band where the second feather is hanging down from. But besides that, I am very happy with this. I think this looks very cute. I like it and it feels so good. Oh, I'm very happy with this. I don't know what you would pay for that kind of yarn by itself. I can look that up for you and put it here. I don't know if you can get this yarn in small amounts, like in amounts like this. So for starters, I think this was a good amount of yarn. It was nice that they gave us variations, like they gave us 2 different colors of yarn. It's just a little bit sad that since they give us more than you would need per feather, it would have been nice that they give us enough to make both in one color. But besides that, I think that's really nice. I could make another one of those now if I get a stick somewhere, which is not a big problem. I think that this paid off. Good price, It was fun. It didn't take long at all. It took me round about an hour to do this now. And if you always wanted to try macrame, maybe this is your call to try it, because that's a very convenient little box. That's it for today's video. I hope you had fun and enjoyed the little craft. If so, please leave a like and a subscription if you didn't already do this. And also check out my Twitch, which is linked down below, for gaming and just chatting content. If you're up for more crafts and arty little things, then check out the other videos that are already uploaded, or maybe I will see you next week in the next video. Take care and have a good one. Bye. Hade på badet din gamle chokolade.